Good afternoon. Before the press conference today, Madame the Minister of Culture,
Cher David Bowie, permettez-moi tout d'abord de vous dire tout l'honneur et le plaisir que j'ai à vous rencontrer aujourd'hui à l'occasion de votre visite en France.
Express the great honor and pleasure I have in meeting you today on the occasion of your visit to France. I should like to congratulate you on the release of your new 23rd album.
Populaire d'aujourd'hui, vous avez su anticiper en visionnaire de génie les mouvements musicaux reflets de nos sociétés. Et vous poursuivez sans relâche votre œuvre en liant de façon indissociable l'écriture, la musique, le théâtre, l'image et la danse.
You symbolize better than anyone else creation in pop music.
Hours est le titre de ce nouvel et chaleureux opus dont la presse a salué à la fois la maturité et la modernité, qui se révèle à ceux qui ont su pénétrer les finesses de son écriture et de sa réalisation conduite avec votre complice depuis 10 ans, Reeves Gabriels.
The title of this new and warm opus, which has been acclaimed by the press both for its maturity and modernity, evident to those who have been...
Cher David Bowie, je voudrais m'attarder juste quelques instants sur votre exceptionnelle ouverture aux nouvelles techniques de l'information et de la communication. En effet, il n'est pas anodin de noter, au moment où l'ensemble des professionnels des industries musicales s'organisent pour lutter contre la piraterie numérique, que vous avez, en association avec votre maison de disques, délibérément choisi le net pour distribuer votre album avant même sa présentation dans les bacs.
Dear David, I should like to concentrate...
Je suis pour ma part convaincu que les entreprises de production doivent se positionner sur ces nouveaux marchés. Votre démarche est tout à fait exemplaire. Le numérique représente en effet une chance pour la culture et l'industrie musicale. Il élargit le public de la musique, il favorise de nouvelles pratiques, mais il représente aussi quelques risques.
Personally, I'm convinced that record companies must position themselves on these new markets, finding a way to extend the rights of creators, producers and distributors.
Mais cette attitude moderne et efficace de déconcerter vos rendez-vous avec l'histoire du rock et de la pop music. C'est aussi cela, être moderne. La simple mise en perspective de votre carrière ne peut, cher David Bowie, que susciter le respect et l'admiration. Devant cet auditoire, a tenté de retracer votre carrière. Je ne pourrais évoquer la période dite décadente des années 70 sans susciter un débat passionné sur chacun de vos albums. Comment pourrais-je fredonner sur l'un ou l'autre de vos succès planétaires sans que l'on discute plusieurs heures pour savoir lequel porte le mieux votre griffe?
But I wouldn't attempt in front of this audience to take the risk of realizing Bowie.
Non. Musique et cinéma, vous avez su provoquer, dynamiser, mais aussi quelquefois dynamiter. Un seul regret alors, mais il est personnel. J'aurais aimé en janvier 97 être au Madison Square Garden de New York pour cette soirée exceptionnelle où vous fêtiez vos 50 ans en compagnie de vos compagnons de route, Lou Reed, Sonic Youth, Robert Smith, entre autres.
Music, cinema, you knew how to provoke, energize, sometimes even cause explosions. And there's only one regret, I have only one regret. I would have liked in January 1997 to have been at the Madison Square Gardens in New York for this exceptional performance when you celebrated your 50th birthday with your fellow travelers, including Lou Reed, Sonic Youth, Robert Smith, among others.
Mais ce regret très personnel est au moment présent tout à fait oublié. Aujourd'hui, l'aventure se poursuit sur plusieurs fronts, car vous êtes aussi un artiste au grand cœur. Ainsi, votre engagement pour Ed ne s'est jamais démenti. Et l'on vous a vu le week-end dernier changer pour le Net Aid, en compagnie de nombreux artistes comme Annie Lennox. Comme vous le dites dans The very first words of your album are, all my life I have tried so hard doing my best with what I had. Listening to the re-release of your complete works It seems to me that you have truly succeeded in your aim. Pas de traduction. Pour tout cela, cher David Bowie, je suis particulièrement fière et heureuse de vous faire commandeur des arts et lettres. Et je vous dis vraiment, very warmly, thank you.
Gosh. I'd like to thank firstly Catherine Troutman very much indeed for this honour. Paris is always very special to me, but this time it's probably going to remain with me as being a little more special. Thank you so much indeed. Look, it works. We're live, yes. First contestant, please.
Afternoon, everybody. Normal press conference guidelines, please. Mobile phones off, and no one apart from the authorised photographers down the front.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Well,
let's move on.
until we find a question, I read in the paper today that in Maryland, in America, the car licensing office aren't fully aware of the 2/K problem. So people have just been registering their cars with a 00 on, have been getting notes back saying they just registered their horseless carriages. I'll just throw that in. All right, anyone?
Hello, I'm Joe. I'm here, David. Hello. My hand is swinging.
It's working? Your hand's
Yeah,
working?
I'm standing up.
Ah, there you are.
How are you?
Hello.
I'm Johan from the biggest Swedish daily newspaper, Aftonbladet. First of all, congratulations.
Yes.
Just Tom Jones before you.
It always was.
I've got two questions. Why do you think you are so extremely popular, especially in Sweden? And the second question is...
Because I give out sweets to everybody.
And second question is if you have any concrete plans of touring in Sweden. Why do you think you are so popular in Sweden?
As I say, I give sweets wherever I go. I buy loyalty that way. I think probably I won't be touring, unfortunately, for about another, possibly 18 months. I've started a stint of writing back in New York, 2 theatre pieces. One is, of course, the Ziggy Stardust piece for 2000, and the other one is a new piece, which I'm very excited about, working very hard on. But I hope to wrap them up in the next 18 months then. I'll probably just tour until I drop after that.
Young televisions in Sweden or something like that?
Doing that little soap opera, you know, that you get on Wednesday mornings? The blonde with blue eye. Jamaica is just one blue eye. No other televisions, I'm afraid. Well, I don't know, I might be wrong about that. Absolutely nothing. So, next question.
Jerome here in the front.
Oh, Jerome. Yeah. Hi, Jerome.
I'm Jerome from Rock and Folk, and I've got a friend who say that he has the feeling that he lives in a future you once predicted. Do you agree with that?
Well, I don't know him very well.
You
What
do-
you know
you
better
do,
than I
actually.
do. Oh, I do?
Yeah.
I do know him very well.
It's Elliot Murphy, the singer in
Oh,
Paris. You know?
No, I'm not so sure. I mean, I always felt that I was writing about the present. I never really felt that I was writing from the perspective of a futurist at all. I still don't feel that. I feel that the atmospheres that I kind of tried to write were representative of how we are right now.
Okay, the lady over there on the right-hand side.
Okay. Is it on? You can hear me?
Ah.
I'm Helena Johnson. I'm from the Swedish National Radio.
Yeah.
And it's compared to Radio 1 in England.
Uh-huh.
I also would like to congratulate you for the second place.
Thank you very much.
The name of your newest album is Hours.
Yeah.
And during your 30 years as an artist, you've been writing a lot about time. And you have that thing on the table. So I would like I would know what you think. Like,
It's actually got the album
Yeah.
title on it. I've just seen.
So what is time for you?
Running out, obviously. Running out.
It's running out. So
Yeah.
what's the happiest moment in your life?
Learning to pedal faster.
Okay, so do you live day by day or?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I live day by day. I think it's probably enough to try and accomplish good work and good relationships in the 24-hour period. There's not really any other ambition is probably negligible of any note, really. Each 24 hours is quite enough to fulfill, isn't it, really?
Okay, and already in 1969 you were writing about the millennium, the space odyssey. So what do you think about the millennium?
Very little. I tend to. I'm rather of that it's just a consumer's market kind of school. I don't think much of it particularly, and I think we'll probably just stay indoors on the crossover.
And what about the future?
Listen, I've got a show tonight. That's absolutely fine, and that for me will be enough.
Okay, thank you. We've got a gentleman over on the left-hand side at the back. Over there.
Hello. Toby
Hello.
Rose, London Evening Standard.
Hello, Evening Standard.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bowie.
Good afternoon. Toby, did you say?
Yes.
That's an English.
Short for Tobias. My first question, of two small ones, as the lady had five, I'm throwing that two, is your French connection, obviously now with the award, but until now, what is your considered opinion, your big French connection?
The first French award I got, which was last year, I got the Legion of Arts and Letters last year, and so this one, I've got the full set now.
Keep them in the box. They're worth more
They're
than that.
actually lovely. They're beautiful things. I tell you what I like so much about French awards is that they're one of the few awards in the world where you're not blackmailed into actually turning up for it. Most awards I've noticed is that, well, are you coming? And if you come, then you get the award. But so I usually refuse, but they have the good grace in this country to actually give it to you even if you don't arrive, which happened last year.
But,
Thinking about awards.
That's sort of plugging the awards a bit and your attachment to them. But
Yes.
what about on a?
Oh,
If we
Toby.
may go. Yeah, I'm being a bit tough here with you. Could we go
You
to?
call that tough?
I'm bloody tough.
Yeah,
mate.
call that tough.
I'll be up on
Toby
that
joke.
stage in a minute if you don't watch it.
Why, I won't.
And it was on a more personal note.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Please.
My connection with France.
Cafe Floor.
I tell you
A
what.
young
I tell you
lady.
what. My first and original impression and memory of France is when I used to come over here in the early '60s with a mate of mine, and buy fake Lalique and Gallet glass. It was the glass where all the motifs were made out of wax, candle wax, and you used to get them in the flea markets in Paris, and take them back to London and flog them. That's my pocket money, that's my first memory of France. But I used to enjoy the meals and the evenings out. Long weekends, buying and selling.
Okay, thanks. The lady here in the front row on the right-hand side.
Hello.